is Jolanda from Health NutritionInsight. I'm here with Anneleen Spooren from dsm-firmenich, and we're at Vitafoods 2026. Thank you for joining me today.
Hello, nice to be here.
And the booth is called Longevity Shift, so we'll be talking about longevity, which is like a really important issue, trend going on. And I know there's growing demand for longevity solutions. How do you see this shift from life expectancy to health expectancy influencing product development in nutraceuticals?
Yeah, so simply put, people want to live for as long as they can, as healthy as they can. So that's the difference between life expectancy and health expectancy. And what the big shift is that with the recent science and technology, we can actually measure what is called your biological age. So not the number of years you've lived, but how has your body aged? And because we can measure that, it also means that we can intervene with new preventative health solutions to help you to get to the youngest biological age that is realistic and possible for you. So this is really the huge shift in science that has happened the last 5 years or so, and that allows us to develop new solutions.
Awesome. And I want to talk about some of the solutions that you mentioned, just to explain a little bit how they work. Can you explain the science behind the combination of Life Omega 60 and Quality D in the age slower product?
Yeah.
And how those together can contribute to low biological aging?
Absolutely. And actually the guthealth study is the first pivotal study that has shown that a nutritional intervention can lower biological age in humans at scale. It was published in Nature Aging last year, and it was really a revolution in the field because it showed that a nutritional intervention can somehow make you younger, which is a bit of a marketing claim, but what it biologically means is that that will protect your tissues and your cells from the aging process. So what was revolutionary and what is also interesting is this study actually started already in 2013. So it is more than 10 years old. And at that time it was looking at outcomes like upper respiratory tract infections, cancer incidence, breakages and falls. So quite traditional parameters that were more linked to health benefits like immune health, brain health, and so on. Now, that study ran for 3 years, huge population, so we had an enormous data set associated to that, and the principal investigator, Professor Heike Bischoff-Ferrari, with the advance of the biological clocks, had a brilliant idea to actually start to investigate in the samples that she had, what is now the effect on the biological age. And what the study has shown, and what these investigators have shown, is that we could actually, in 4 out of the 5 biological clocks, show that there was a reduction in biological age, and very importantly there was an additive effect between vitamin D and omega-3. So a lot of the effect came to the omega-3, Life's omega 60, which is a very unique omega-3, but also vitamin D could actually enhance that effect. So scientifically this gives us an enormous insight, but it also shapes the future because now we know that this is possible. We are looking for new combinations where we can get even enhanced effect beyond what guthealth has today.
Yeah, really interesting. And another thing that I want to talk about is mitochondrial energy, because that features flavonoids to support mitochondrial health,
yes,
which I'd love to hear more about. How do those ingredients target mitochondria, and what kind of benefits does that offer?
Yeah. So in this whole aging process, you have the famous hallmarks of aging, so they explain how aging happens, and we know from the research, mitochondria, which are like the little energy factories in the cell, they play a key role. And when these energy factories are not producing the energy as well anymore, that has a bit of a detrimental effect on the whole cell. So supporting the mitochondria is key, and we've had a lot of ingredients in the industry, the NAD precursors that have been developing and that can support the mitochondria. Now, flavonoids are an interesting target because what they do is they give the mitochondria a tiny little bit of stress, but not that much that is detrimental, but enough to train them for the future stress that comes with aging. It's a process called mitohormesis, a complicated name, but it's the whole principle of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So what these flavonoids like resveratrol and resveda, the ingredient that we have, is doing is it gives that little bit of stress, not too much, but enough that makes those mitochondria more resilient and to withstand the aging process better. So that is the base of the formula. We complement it with B vitamins because these are really the drivers of energy generation, and we also complement it with an agent, alpha-lipoic acid, that supports the membrane and so on, and in this way we really create a complete combo that supports the mitochondria.
Awesome, really, really interesting. And I'm also curious, gut dysbiosis is one of the other hallmarks of aging. how does your approach to targeting gut dysbiosis align with like broader trends in gut health and overall wellness?
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the field of gut health, the gut is at the core of everything, so it's not a surprise that it's important in aging. There are a lot of fantastic probiotic ingredients out there, and there's really great solutions. But we're also finding out more and more about the aging process, and so we need new solutions that can go beyond and that specifically target, for example, gut barrier integrity and the specific changes that happen when you age in the gut microbiome. And our approach is a little bit different. We really are focusing on postbiotics, who tend to be more stable ingredients than probiotics. And we know from our research that they are a fantastic role at strengthening the gut barrier, but also rebalancing the gut microbiome and generating diversity and supporting it. So we're really trying to lead the way on the postbiotics and to develop new solutions. And the benefit of postbiotics is they can easily be combined with other ingredients. And because aging is a very complicated process, our firm belief is that you will need full solutions to address it. So a single thing will not be enough, and that's the benefit of the postbiotics. You can combine them so easily.
Awesome, really, really interesting. Final question, I always love to get some insights into the future, what you're expecting. So I'm curious, looking ahead, what role do you see natural ingredients specifically playing in the future of longevity and aging science?
Yes, very good question. So as I said, it has to be about full solutions. It's such a complicated process that you will need to address multiple hallmarks of aging, and natural nutritional ingredients can play a key role. We think there's an unmet field out there of understanding what are new natural nutritional ingredients that correlate to healthier biological age. And so we have research that we are starting on big data sets to mine for these and to identify them. And what will be important is, first of all, it needs to be science-based. It needs to have strong clinical evidence, both interventional evidence as well as observational evidence. And these ingredients, where we want to also help to pioneer, is they have to be highly standardized, highly controlled, because in this world of preventative health, you will need to take them for a very long time. So you need to really make sure that effect is reproducible and that you can get the same effect every single time. So that's how we see naturals. It's an important part of the solution, and definitely more work to do.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you.